God's getting ready to do a quick work. Do you trust in him? Come on and say, somebody type in there, I trust him. I trust him. If you trust in God, I trust in you. I trust in you. I trust in you. I trust in you. Welcome, everybody to the St. James Show. I am your host. I'm your prelate today. I'm your bishop. I'm your diocesan, or whatever you want to call me, St. James. Appreciate each and every one of you for joining me again today. We were 2 days in a row here. We're on a roll, everybody. But as always, thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber of the St. James Show or the Carnal Church sector, please hit that subscribe button right now and do share, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and also turn on your notifications so you'll be aware of whenever I come on. Share on all your social media websites and apps, and also be one of our exclusive monthly members by joining the monthly membership here at the St. James Show. And as always, there is our handles for you to support monetarily whenever you get the unction to function as a giver. And we appreciate each and every one of you. Hope that you having a great Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday somewhere in the land, right? And I'm sipping on this doggone lemon ginger tea. And I decided to do a little something different. I put some hot honey in there instead of regular honey. And my insides are on fire, but I'm going to keep on going and see what the end is going to be. And it's probably not going to be that well. But we'll deal. Thank you so much, K Rich. Happy April, Saints. Don't be no fool. I know that's right. Make sure everybody hit the like button on that super chat as well. Thank you, K Rich, for starting off our goal tonight. We're at another goal, as we like to do. And it's just a wonderful thing to support the channel. You know, a lot of you like different opportunities to support other than liking and viewing. Super chat, super stickers are great. So hit the goal button on top. And if we can get 10 of you guys to do $5 or more, or one of you to do 50, I mean, and that's it. But then still people want to contribute, but I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you so much, K Rich, for getting that going. Melanie Rice is in the building. Thank you for being a member. What's up, Robert Jenkins? Good to see you. Michael Moore. Alex is here. Cyber Diva, good to see you. Deacon Kevin Moore is in the building. Yes. Sean Nathan, thank you for coming in. Come on, Courtney is in the building. Member Courtney. Londa is here. Thank you for being a member as well, Londa. Thank you so much. Chetsani knows. I have to look at it. I have to look at it to really see. Thank you so much for helping us reach our goal today. We only need 8 more. What's up, Nicole? Good to see you. Marky Mom is in the building on today. Who else is here? What's up, Nicola? Good to see you. Let's see here. CC is in the building. Come on, Marcellus is here. I will be off before you go live. Trust me there, Marcellus. You should have gave me your link and I could have redirected. What's up, General Davis? Good to see you as well. Charmaine is in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else is here? Tasha's here. Tasha Haynes, Evangelist, Mother, my dear mother, Diane Johnson is in the building. Good to see you. Thank you for your support, Miss Johnson. Tell Cal I said hello. What's up? Evie is in the building. So we are here today. Again, everybody, listen, if you were with us last night, you know we had a time last night. That was an interesting lawsuit that we read on last night. Another lawsuit that Bishop Jakes his team has to deal with very quickly, though. That one should be dismissed very quickly. Unlike this Dwayne Youngblood. Dwayne done. Oh, okay. Here's it. Oh, send it to send it to Instagram. Marcellus. Dwayne Youngblood has opened the floodgates for all the crazies to come out. Everybody who's destitute and want a little cash, they ain't done nothing much with their life. Now they want all the working folk to pay for their lives. So lawsuits are flying each and everywhere, just everywhere. What's up, Heavenly Dove? Good to see you. Lawsuits are flying everywhere. So tonight we are in Harlem. Oh, yes, we are. We are in Harlem, and we are talking about the Abyssinian Baptist Church again. And you know, there's a couple of lawsuits that the church is facing right now. We had a decision by the courts on today in regards to one of the lawsuits. So we're going to read through that lawsuits. And those of you who don't really know what has been going on with that particular one, the background of the court documents do give us a little background on as to, why the lawsuit is there and the particulars of it. And we will talk about that on today. But before we talk about that, as usual, come on, everybody, do me a favor, hit that like button, do share, do hit that subscribe button, as we are on a road to 25,000. That's what we are on a road to, 25,000 subscribers. We are going to leap, and we are going to get that before the end of the year. I believe it. Somebody type 25,000 subs in the chat. I believe we will get there. All right. So there's your membership and also your ways to give throughout the program. And even when you watch, if you're watching the replay, those are your ways to give as well. Well, before we get into this, do not pass us by. That's what our plea is today, isn't it? Isn't that your plea? Savior, do not pass us by. Manasseh, Prophet Manasseh Jordan, and we thank you. Oh, yes, we do. It's around the corner, Cyber Diva. It's around. I can see it. Bishop Shear says you got to see it before you see it. That's what he said. And I can see it, Bishop, before I see it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I can. Well, we are in Harlem, as I said on earlier today. Listen, we're at the Abyssinian Baptist Church, where the Right Reverend Calvin Butts was pastor for a number of years. Now, he was a great man. He one of our top leaders in New York, in Harlem, and even around the world. You know, people looked up to the Abyssinian Baptist Church, looked up to Pastor Calvin Butts, and he left a mess. A little bit. Reverend, you left a little bit of a mess. Just a little bit of a mess. Well, you know, they had to find another pastor. It was time to find another pastor. And you know, when it's time to find another pastor, there's a lot of opinions. There was a search committee gone out, and some things went awry. If you ask some people, things went awry during that search committee that kind of started before Reverend Butt passed away. So one of the candidates that was going to be the senior pastor, wanted to be the senior pastor of the Abyssinian Baptist Church, was none other than our sister, Dr. Eboni Marshall Turner. Now, Dr. Turner, she's a very educated, smart, studious, anointed woman of God. She had been at Abyssinian for a while, and she put her name in the hat to be the senior pastor of Abyssinian. Let's see if our shares are going to work today. I think it worked today. Let's listen to Reverend Dr. Eboni Marshall Turman.
I'd like to speak with you briefly this morning on the subject, you better work. You better work. And I do not fancy RuPaul this morning, although it is the case that I like to sashay Shantae from time to time. But as I reflect upon our your ancient ruin shall be rebuilt, and you shall be called repairer of the breach, restorer, has been working for the welfare of Black people and poor people since they arrived on the Nina, the Pinta, and the whatchamacallit. We're there to talk about chain migration. And the truth is, if you've been working overtime for 400 years, first for no pay, then for less pay, now sometimes 2 and 3 jobs, and still can't make a living wage, you be mad too.
Well, that is a sermon that she was preaching there at Abyssinian. Let's get to something that she did more recently. Where is it at here? Here's another excerpt of a sermon of Dr. Marsha Turman.
And this suspicion compelled Black people, slaves and free. We're just an hour away from Nat Turner's rebellion. It compelled Black people, slave and free, to embrace biblical stories in radical opposition to what white preachers generally upheld. Some of them were all right, you know, but what they generally upheld. And to embrace biblical stories of liberation rather than subjugation.
That was another little excerpt of a sermon from Dr. Eboni Turman. Now she put, thank you so much, J. Hunter, for helping us reach our goal today. I appreciate your $4.99. Yes, I do. We only need 7 more, everybody. Only 7 more. All right. So listen. Hey, let's get into it. Well, we know that there was a search committee done, set up. Valerie S. Grant was in charge of the search committee. Then there was some, number of people on the committee. And for some reason, after a lot of accolades of Dr. Eboni Marsha Turman, she received a lot of accolades, but then all of a sudden she wasn't part of the number, the final election, selection process. She wasn't one of the 3 or top 5 or what have you. All of a sudden she was scratched. And then with that scratching, they elected, still kind of tricky, the Reverend Dr. Kevin Johnson. There he is with his family. He is now the pastor of Abyssinian Baptist Church, and this was one of the lawsuits that were brought by Dr. Marshall. And then there's another one by a group of Abyssinian long-time serving members brought another lawsuit against him. I think they may have been first and then Eboni, or it may have been Eboni and then the group. That's a possibility. I think Eboni was first. But anyway, they brought a lawsuit against the election process that happened. But Dr. Kevin Johnson, Warnock's, one of Warnock's good friends, is now the pastor of Abyssinian Baptist Church in Harlem. Thank you so much, Morky Mom 53, for helping us reach our goal on tonight. We only need 6 more. Let's get into the lawsuit. Let's get into the lawsuit here. Now, this lawsuit is going to read way much better than we read last night. Janice L. Dunbar, bless her heart, but we couldn't quite understand hardly nothing when she was talking about. But this is clear and concise, and we'll be able to understand what's going on here. All right. So this Eboni Marshall Turman, plaintiff, and the defendants are the Abyssinian Baptist Church and Valerie S. Grant. Again, Valerie S. Grant was head of that search committee that was looking for a new pastor. On December 29th, 2023, plaintiff Reverend Dr. Eboni Marshall Turman initiated this employment discrimination and breach of contract action against the Abyssinian Baptist Church and Valerie S. Grant, collectively defendants. Dr. Marshall Turman, who applied to be Abyssinian's senior pastor, alleges that defendants ultimately declined to consider her for the position based on her gender, in violation of New York State human law, all right? And New York State human rights law. And there's the law there, acronyms and things there. She also claims that by eliminating her, what is this? Don't allow, I don't know what that is. She also claims by eliminating her from consideration for the position because she is a woman, Abyssinian breached an implied contract, as stated in the church's bylaws and job posting, not to discriminate against applicants based on inter alia, their gender. All right. Defendants now move pursuant to Rule 12b-6 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure to dismiss Dr. Marshall Turman's amended complaint for failure to state a claim. Moot to dismiss ECF number 17 for the reasons explained below. Defendant's motion is dismissed and granted. Okay? Some of the background. The following facts are taken from plaintiff's amended complaint and the documents incorporated by reference therein and the case law there. The court assumes these facts are true for the purpose of adjudicating this motion to dismiss. There's another case law. The court construes these facts in the light most favorable to Dr. Marshall Turman as the non-moving party. When Abyssinian's longtime pastor, the Reverend Dr. Calvin O. Butts III, announced his intention to retire, the church formed a committee to find a replacement senior pastor. Per Abyssinian's bylaws, when the office of pastor becomes vacant, I always get this word crazy, diaconate shall convene a group of no more than 17 of the church's members in good standing to serve as the pulpit search committee. But it was Dr. Butts, not the diaconate, who selected the congregates tasked with finding his replacement. And the committee was ultimately comprised of 27, not 17 or fewer members. Dr. Marshall Turman alleges that Dr. Butts involved himself in the appointment of the committee's members to ensure the Abyssinians' new senior pastor was a man. Hit that like button, everybody. Defendant Grant chaired the pulpit search committee. Abyssinian began accepting applications for senior pastor in August of 2022. In the post announcing the opening and describing the job, the church granted that Abyssinian Baptist Church in New York City Incorporated shall not discriminate on the basis of race, color, religion, gender, age, or sexual orientation. Thank you so much, Kevin, for putting a color on it, Lord. I can't take no more suit. Oh, they're here. All right. This promise not to discriminate aligned with the church's Baptist faith tradition and with its bylaws. Gender-based discrimination is neither a component of the Baptist faith practiced at Abyssinian, nor is it a tenet of Baptists more broadly. And Abyssinian's bylaws open the church's membership to all persons of discretionary age without restriction as to race or color or gender. The bylaws impose no prohibition I can see the words. I can't get them out. Whatever, on women serving as the church's senior pastor. So they won't prohibit women from serving. That's according to the bylaws. Requiring only that the person holding the position be a member of good standing in the Baptist faith, a good reputation and qualified spiritually, educationally, morally, and physically to serve the membership. Relying on the church's anti-discrimination guarantees, Dr. Marshall Turman applied to be Abyssinian senior pastor. Mm-hmm. When she submitted her application, Dr. Marshall Turman had a long-standing relationship with Abyssinian. Under Dr. Butts' leadership, Abyssinian licensed her to preach in 2005 and ordained her in 2007. She also served in various leadership positions in the church between 2003 and 2012, most notably as assistant minister from 2010 to 2012, approximately 10 years before the search for senior pastor in 2022. All right. Get it with it. That's true, Londa. Dr. Marshall Turman also held two graduate degrees from Union Theological Seminary, a Master of Divinity degree in Christian Social Ethics with a minor in African American religion, and Doctor of Philosophy degree in Christian Ethics with a minor in Systematic Theology, and had worked in religious academia for approximately 10 years at the time she applied. Dr. Butts purposely once described Dr. Marshall Turman as the best minister he'd ever had and as the smartest minister he had ever had. But despite these accolades, Dr. Marshall Turman alleges that Dr. Butts also told her she could never be senior pastor because Abyssinian would never hire a woman for the position. So Dr. Marshall says that Dr. Butts told her that. Hit the like button, everybody. Approximately 50 people applied to succeed Dr. Butts as Abyssinian's next senior pastor. In early 2023, Abyssinian informed Dr. Marshall that she had advanced to the second round of the selection process, which consisted of answering 10 written questions. That summer, the church told Dr. Marshall she was one of the 11 applicants selected to advance to the third round of the process, which consisted of interviews conducted over Zoom. Of the 11 applicants who advanced to the third round of the selection process, Dr. Marshall Turman was the only female candidate. During the interview, Grant asked her questions and pressed her on topics in a way that differed from how the male applicants had been treated. The disparity was glaring enough for one of the committee members to characterize Grant's questions as inappropriate in a conversation with Dr. Marshall Turman the day after the interview. Nonetheless, that committee member told her that she did well during the interview and that some members of the committee did not know why a search was even necessary, given that she was the best candidate for the senior pastor position. Other committee members had a different view. During meetings, Grant and other committee members openly discussed their intention to exclude Dr. Marshall Turman from consideration for the role because of her gender. One member said that Abyssinian would only hire a woman to be its senior pastor over their dead body. The committee members in favor of hiring Dr. Marshall Turman did not want her to be told that she would not be proceeding to the next round of the selection process, and they asked whether Abyssinian's insurance would protect the church from liability for illegal discrimination. but grant without providing the dissenters with advance notice and without being authorized by the full committee, informed Dr. Marsha Turman that she had been eliminated from consideration to Abyssinian's next consideration to be Abyssinian's next senior pastor. The five finalists who advanced to the next round were all male, and Dr. Marsha Turman alleges that none were more qualified than she was. Dr. Marsha Turman took to social media to air her grievances, writing that Abyssinian's decision not to advance her to the next round of consideration and ultimately to hire her as senior pastor was attributable to illegal gender discrimination. After reading social media posts, several committee members approached Dr. Marshall's husband and corroborated her theory, and she had been eliminated from consideration because she is a woman. And community members who discussed the selection process with one or more committee members also approached Dr. Marsha Turman and or her husband to say the same. Dr. Marsha Turman claims that but for her gender, the committee would have advanced her to the final round of the application process, and she would have ultimately been selected to be Abyssinian senior pastor. She seeks monetary damages for inter alia, lost wages, lost benefits, shame, humiliation, embarrassment, and mental distress. In statement into the senior pastor position or front pay, an award of attorney's fees, punitive damages, prejudgment interest and costs, and an injunction against defendants engaging in future gender discrimination in hiring. So that was the basis of the lawsuit. That is the background of the lawsuit. And as you can see in the beginning of the lawsuit, they dismissed her claim. Okay? And this is just the legal standards and things to survive a motion to dismiss. We're not going to read all of that. So this is really just a lot of going into a lot of the reasons against the law that they're stating against the law as to why the courts chose to dismiss her claim. There was one particular thing I wanted to read that I had scanned. Okay, let me see. That wasn't it. With respect to the bylaws, the court credits Abyssinian's explanation that the provision of the church's bylaws Dr. Marsha Turman attempts to use to support her claim refers to criteria for membership in the congregation broadly, not to the criteria for selecting the church's senior pastor. But differently, Abyssinians mandate that membership in the church is open to all persons without restrictions as to gender. That does not waive the ministerial exception because the statement is unrelated to the hiring process for senior pastor position. Therefore, the sole issue before the court is whether the statement in the written notice and job description for the senior pastor position, the Abyssinian Baptist Church in New York City Incorporated shall not discriminate on the basis of gender, constitutes waiver of the ministerial exception. Ooh. More case law she threw out. This is somewhat close case. Okay. All right. There's a lot of case law, y'all. I'm not going to read all this. Having found in that waive the ministerial. Okay, there was just something that I had saw that I wanted to bring some light to. Hit that like button, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber of the St. James Show, please hit that subscribe button for me. I would appreciate it. Dr. Marshall Thurman is correct that in certain contexts, the ministerial exception is in opposite. I believe that's in opposite. The exception is limited in scope and does not shield defended churches from all types of claims. Oh man, I tell you, it just kind of scares me. It puts us on notice as to the other, lawsuit. Where is that going to go? Is it going to be way up against some of this case law that the courts have dropped, put in this dismissal? Even if Dr. Marsha Turman sought only money damages, her description claim would still give rise to an impermissible injured-based entanglement. Dr. Marsha Thurman argues that Abyssinian did not hire her because of her gender. In response, Abyssinian argues that it did not hire her because she was not qualified for the position. There is no way for this court to resolve Dr. Marshall Thurman's employment discrimination claim without becoming entangled with Abyssinian's ecclesiastical interworking. So they're blaming it on not wanting to get involved with church stuff. It is therefore not premature to apply the ministerial exception at the motion to dismiss stage of this. Apply the ministerial exception at the motion to dismiss stage of this litigation. Accordingly, because the ministerial exception applies, Dr. Marsha Thurman's employment discrimination claim against Abyssinian is dismissed. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see, was that one? No, that wasn't that one. Oh, a lot of case law here. I'm not going to go through all of that. All right. Provide a particular role. No, I'm not going to go through all that. Accordingly, the court agrees with Abyssinian that Dr. Marsha Thurman cannot evade the ministerial exception by asserting a contract claim based upon the same underlying facts as her statutory discrimination claims. The ministerial exception therefore bars Dr. Marsha Thurman's contract claim, and it is dismissed. All right. Let's see here. And just in conclusion, for the reasons stated above, Dr. Marsha Thurman's amended complaint is dismissed. And it was dismissed on this 31st day of March. What do you guys think? What do you think? Just by what you heard. We don't have a lot, just by what you heard. Okay, thank you. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Ooh, but that means I have to stay on. I don't know if I'm gonna stay on until 6. Can you go on early? 5:30. We'll see. I'll check it out. I'll see. Why it's still showing that they don't value women? Well, that is a question. That's why I see some of the women in the chat kind of going against her, and I'm like, listen, I don't know if you would want to do that, because you gotta kind of consider how this looks. It just doesn't look good. Yeah, and I think it's kind of a hard case to prove, because you can always run behind, like they did. It seems like they just ran behind church law and just let that ride like that. So she did respond today. So let's read the response that Dr. Marsha Thurman had. Let's read this here. It says, my case against the Abyssinian Baptist Church and Valerie S. Grant has been dismissed on the basis of religious exception. In light of this, I would like to share a few preliminary thoughts. The Abyssinian Baptist Church did not argue that they did not discriminate against me. The church argued that because they are a religious institution, they have the right to discriminate against me. In other words, Abyssinian, which recently self-identified as the Black Vatican, can do bad things to people because they are legally immune. Number two, while under the lower court's ruling, the church's argument is legally viable. There is no doubt that the argument is morally egregious, reprehensible, and anti-Christian at its core. The court said as much in its opinion. The mother church of Black Baptists, born in resistance to discrimination, has openly and brazenly embraced discrimination against Black women in pastoral leadership, and in an action that echoes the current Trump administration has publicly lied about it. Number three, but I am in good company. I proudly join a long list of Black women who have been aggrieved by the church and the legal system. I am glad I've still got some energy for the fight ahead. Number four, thanks to the many who have supported me during this time. You do not know how much I appreciate your emails, texts, calls, cards, and notes. To the Black women who, even in their silence, have railed behind sexism and misogynoir, and to the Black men who have vigorously and thoughtlessly attacked me in their attempt to maintain aspirational patriarchy, y'all know what that is, in the Black church. And she quotes the scripture, the wages of sin is death, Romans 6:23. You're gonna die. Gender discrimination has no place in God's house. And then she lists some folks. May the Abyssinian Church in the city of New York, Kevin R. Johnson, Calvin O. Butts IV, Alexis Thomas, D. Darrell Griffith, Dana Fleming, and Valerie S. Grant reap what they have sown. I am prayerfully considering my appeal. And she signs it, oh God, a free Black woman.
Just going to blow the sound of the shofar as our bishop makes his way to the top. C-sharp chord over there, please. After I blow the shofar, I need you to give God another shofar with the sound of your anatomical voice, saith the Lord. Do, 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 do.
Well, yeah. So the Abyssinian Church had a response today. Let's see what the response is from the Abyssinian Baptist Church. We are grateful for your continued faith, prayer, and steadfast commitment to the mission and ministry of the Abyssinian Baptist Church. I gotta make this bigger. Okay. We write to share an important update regarding the gender discrimination lawsuit filed against the church in 2023. As of March 31st, 2025, the case Marshall Turman versus the Abyssinian Church has been formally dismissed by Judge Dale E. Ho of the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. We are grateful for the court's decision and for the closure it brings to this matter. Throughout the legal proceedings, Abyssinian has maintained that the pastoral search process was guided by our core values: faith, fairness, integrity, and inclusivity. That process included a thorough and prayerful evaluation of more than 40 candidates from a wide range of backgrounds with varying experiences, ages, genders, and identities. Following the passing of our beloved pastor emeritus, Reverend Dr. Calvin O. Butts III, the church initiated a comprehensive and transparent search for his successor. That culminated in the congregation's vote in June 2024 to install our current senior pastor, Reverend Dr. Kevin R. Johnson, who began serving in July. Under his leadership, we are already witnessing renewed spiritual connection, growth in membership, and vibrant ministry engagement. As we move forward, we remain anchored in our calling to be a beacon of faith, justice, and service in Harlem and beyond. We are proud of the enduring legacy of Abyssinian and are committed to continuing that legacy with clarity of purpose and unity of spirit. We thank you for your patience, your prayers, and your unwavering support during this season. Let us continue to walk forward together, rooted in faith, grounded in justice, and inspired by the call to love and serve one another. May we continue to be reminded of the call in Romans 15:5-6. May God, who gives endurance and encouragement, give you the same attitude of mind toward each other that Christ Jesus had, so that with one mind and one voice you may glorify the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Keep the faith. This is submitted by the Pulpit Search Committee, the Abyssinian Baptist Church. I don't think it was Valerie, because I think she bailed. She hit the road off that committee early. She had to go. She said, I'm out of here. You sue me, I'm gone. That's what old Valerie did. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she gone. She gone. So that didn't come from her. You said a statement is even as, oh, God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Did I miss something? I think I missed something here. Let me send this to myself. You know, the Abyssinian Baptist Church has been, really a beacon of light in Harlem, in New York, a beacon of light all over the country, people to aspire to be like. Very social justice driven. That's what some people in the chat said. I can't go to a church where a bunch of social, they preach social justice and things like that. Listen, I'm not a fan of that type of church either, but I'm not going to throw that type of church out. There's a lot of people who are social justice minded, who really want to be under a leadership that is social justice driven. So I understand it. You had everybody come through there. Al Sharpton preaches there. Warnock preaches there. Other political and civil activists preach there and have gone there. Let me see. Where is this going? Is this after his or before? I'm sorry, y'all. I think it's right there. Have gone there. There was even a long serving member in the community went there as well. The Reverend C. Vernon Mason was a longtime member of the Abyssinian. So you got to think, when you have people, he's an attorney, he was with Al Sharpton years and other people. He really was a beacon. He is a beacon. I ain't gonna say is a beacon of light there in Harlem and New York. Of course, I think his name is on the lawsuit that is coming against Abyssinian for the search committee debacle, as they calling it. But you had those types of people there at the church, and when people of that like mind get together, they have to have a place of worship. And Abyssinian is just one of those places that people have taken on as their faith-based gathering center. Now, well, the good thing about, even though Reverend C. Vernon Mason isn't there anymore, they sent him a letter. Kevin loved to send letters out over there. Now he's, definitely over there at the Friendship Baptist Church there. So he is utilizing his years of experience, his wisdom, his integrity, his education, his teaching ability, and he's still sharpening it over there at the Friendship Baptist Church there. So listen, we are praying for everybody involved in this. And to tell you the truth, it looks like, as someone sitting on the outside looking in, as the letter states, things that look like they're moving over there. I know there's a lot of things going on in the background over there at Abyssinian. Folks quitting, being fired, arguments, the regular stuff that goes on in these churches. But it does look like, as of late, the church is still, it is growing. Before it, compared to what it was doing in even a year from now, a year earlier, it just wasn't at the rate what it was at. That's why I'm saying, with this lawsuit being dismissed, I'm a little scared for the other lawsuit. Maybe there's some different types of case law that it would be measured up against. I don't know. But with this lawsuit being dismissed with Dr. Turman, I don't know where this other lawsuit will go. I haven't seen any quite movement on it. I did see something. I think the last thing I saw was in, was it February or the 1st of March? I'm not sure. I have to look at that again. But it's not a whole bunch of movement. Looks like things are moving along over there at Abyssinian. They done made Reverend Calvin Butts the Fourth. I think he's over the diaconate or whatever committee or what have you. Someone said he was over the chairman of the I guess the chairman of the deacon board. I guess that's what they call it or something. He over there, but I don't know. And Londa says, I don't understand why she would want to preach there. She literally preached and speak tons of places. Harvard Divinity, Hampton Conference. She was a professor, a Columbia Divinity at one time. Wow. She seems extremely qualified to me. Yeah. It seems like he's still got an older person. Seems they still got an older. Well, Kevin is I think 50, early 50s or something like that. If that's what you're talking about, Marcellus. So I'm not sure. So I just wanted to bring you that, everybody, to let you know. Listen, one of the lawsuits have been dismissed. The main lawsuit, I think, or the other lawsuit is still pending. A little scared about it. Let me make sure I didn't receive anything that I should be. I usually, when I say stuff, they love to correct me. So that's fine. I'm beyond correction. Okay, I think I'm good. Yeah. Okay. So we shall see what else comes out of this other lawsuit, everybody. Marcellus, I'm really gonna bail. So I don't think my redirect is going to work unless you go live now. I don't think my redirect is going to work. They'll just have to check you out at 6 o'clock. Okay. They have to check you out at 6 o'clock. Is that okay, sir? Get your time to get your stuff together, because Abby is Baptist Church of Black America. Okay. Christ visited Mary Magdalene. Man requires that the woman be, oh God, yeah, Justin. It's still old, but 50. Oh, you talking about 50 is still old. But you know, they be putting they used to put pastors in at 60 and stuff like that. I don't know why, but yeah. Oh, you on live now? Okay, let me set you up. Let me set you up. Don't do it. Oh, well, you can go live and everybody will be directed over there to you. Any more questions in regards to this, everybody? Let's see here. Let me set it up for y'all to go over there to Marcellus. You ain't gotta do nothing. You just gotta, let me see, copy link address. Okay, that's what I want. Let's see here. I'm going. No. Did you guys support the platform? While I'm doing this, consider being one of our supporters for tonight. Consider being our supporter of the night. Bless the leader. There is your ways to bless the platform on tonight. Appreciate every one of you who always come through and support and do your thing. I appreciate it. Your love is not taken for granted, okay? Never take it for granted. Never been defeated. Never be defeated. God is exalted. Oh, you were already there. All right. So when I get off of here, you will be directed over there to Marcellus automatically. So you don't have to go nowhere. Stay right here. All right. So let me get this off the screen. Hold on, y'all. And on tomorrow, everybody, we will have none other as our special guest, the Reverend Dr. Eboni Marshall Turman. So she will be our guest on tomorrow. We're going to get a little bit into the mind of her and her thoughts in regards to the dismissal of this case. So do not make sure your notifications are turned on. Dr. Eboni Marshall Turman will be here on the St. James Show on tomorrow. So we are looking forward to welcoming her, and we are looking forward to, listen, I stand with women. I really do. I stand with women. Looking at this, reading through that, it's a little iffy. Me personally, I think the church wanted who they wanted. I think they wanted who they wanted. So on tomorrow, everybody, be right here back in the sanctuary of the St. James Show as we welcome the Reverend Dr. Eboni Marshall Turman. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Peace.